So, good morning
Morning.
to all of you. I mean, I heard you had a very cheesy evening yesterday, but you survived, and all of you look in good spirits. That means it was a relaxing day, and also, I hope you remember also the content from yesterday. No, I think honestly, it's a great pleasure to actually see you all in person. Somehow, the textile media all together once again. This is an opportunity for me always to see all the old faces together and come together and meet and talk about our stuff. I'd like to thank Ernesto, Cornelia, and team for actually bringing us together. And I think one of the things that I appreciate is somehow this time you pushing the theme of sustainability. In the beginning, I thought, there's a lot of stuff to talk about. Why this? But actually, I think you're right. We have to focus on the future in a way and trigger the future. So in that sense, it is very great that you actually push this topic and try to bring us forward. I'm also happy to, on behalf of Uster Technologies, to thank you. And I would like to already say that Uster will have a very strong presence at ITMA. Today I'll give you a preview of one of the things that we will talk about, but I would warmly welcome you also to the Uster booth at ITMA. Right? So, the topic a little bit that we wanted to focus on this time is really about sustainability, right? Sustainability, we like to see that as transformation of the world of textiles. Now, whether we like it or not, somehow we believe, at least Uster Technologies, we believe that this transformation cannot be done by individual companies. As sometimes we all introduce our own innovations, our own features, etc. from time to time. But this game is something that we have to do together. So the textile ecosystem overall has to step up in order to come together to transform the world of textiles. It's not only Uster's part, but Uster will play its part. Right? I'd like to quickly talk about one thing probably most of you are aware. In order to actually trigger this transformation of sustainability in the world of textile, one of the key points to unlock the potential is going to be quality. I think all of you know that. So in general, when you actually try to work with pre or post consumer material and try to recycle it as part of the circular economy, one of the key bottlenecks is really cost, of course, technology, but quality. Because the game is if you can actually try to bring the level of quality of these transformed fibers from pre and post consumer material and mix it in a way and bring it to the same quality level as the virgin material, the quality of the virgin material. So if somehow we can improve the quality of our final yarn, that's when the potential of the whole thing sort of starts opening up. Otherwise, you have the problem that, okay, we call it, recycle, sustainable, and it all feels good. But at the end of the day, if you and other consumers actually don't like the quality, it's not going to sell also. So quality has the potential to unlock the transformation of the textile industry, and we'd like to actually play our role in that. Now, Star Wars, but I mean, the important thing that I wanted to share here is it's a little bit talking about our role, the role of Uster Technologies in this game, a little bit in this transformation. We see our role and our purpose also internally. It's also part of our vision, so-called Vision 2027. It's internally within Uster. We see our role as enabling the acceleration of this. So we want to play our role by enabling the creation of knowledge, setting the definition, and creating the standards. So this is not unknown to us. This has been the foundation of Uster in general. So we always sort of pioneer the standards. We introduce the parameters, we create the standards, benchmarks, and then we actually try to accelerate the transformation. And we believe that we have to perform that role now in the world of sustainability. So that is how we see our role. But I also wanted to emphasize, as I said in the beginning, that we all have to work together. So everybody has to play their part in making this happen. It's not only one company that can anymore do this job in this world. Okay. Now, where do we want to start? Uster Statistics once again. So I would like to announce here that Uster will introduce the next edition of Uster Statistics 2023. For those of you who know those statistics, I don't have to explain, but otherwise the Uster Statistics was introduced in 1957. So it's now 66 years. We introduced that in the Meliand journal at that time. It was 3 pages of just standards and statistics. And today, it is what it is. It is the language that buyers and sellers use to communicate, essentially. And it also triggered the technology change. It also triggered the growth in general of technology or improvement in technology, but also raw material and process improvements that brought the industry forward. Just as an example, in 1957, when we started for an any 30 combed yarn, the unevenness was around 20%. Today it's around 10%. Okay, so that transformation from 20 to 10% happened thanks to all this effort that Uster, together with many machine manufacturers, including Rita, Sauer, etc., and also the fiber producers, that actually led to this. Now, we would like to start that journey again for recycled stuff. So the big news about Uster Statistics will be Uster will introduce for the first time at ITMA 2023 statistics for recycled material, recycled yarns to be specific. I also want to moderate expectations a little bit at the same time. This was not easy, it's still not easy, because the amount of producers are not that many, and we had to work a lot over the last years to collect samples and do this test. But we believe we have the base. And for me, it's a moment like the Meliand publication in 1957, except that we don't have much time. We have to do it, we have to accelerate the whole thing much faster. So I wanted to highlight a little bit. This is just an example. So we will have some new what we call chapters. So first of all, in the Uster Statistics, there are 4 sections: fiber, yarn, roving, and sliver. And now we will introduce a 5th section on recycled material. And in recycled material, we will have those 5 yarn types to begin. Cotton, 70% cotton and 30% recycled cotton for compact and carded, and 40% polyester and 30% virgin cotton and 30% recycled, and the same for ring carded and compact carded, and finally also for twin spun yarn carded. We'll introduce those, and our expectation is that we will actually grow that base from now over time. We are preparing our technology platform in such a way that we can continuously update and add new material to the Uster Statistics. I noticed that this is actually already a little bit outdated. When I talked to our app team responsible, he told me that already 22,000 downloads of Uster Statistics has already happened. It is now available as a mobile app. We introduced that in 2018, Uster Statistics on the mobile. That will continue. With over 22,000 downloads, it's safe to say it's one of the most popular, if not the most popular, textile app for the industry. Now, I wanted to give you a certain glimpse, because I always hear in general that, recycled material, that's quality of it, yeah, it's very difficult because there are a lot of short fibers. The depths are high, and there's a lot of mix-up of colors and so on and so forth. So how can you actually bring the quality to the level of, let's say, virgin material? But actually, the first statistics, when we look at the data, what we see, at least some initial observations, this is a positive story, by the way, need not be always positive. So this is comparing a little bit virgin cotton, 100% cotton ring yarn, carded, versus 70% cotton virgin and 30% recycled cotton. The green line actually shows the quality level with recycled material. And so what you can see here is the quality at the 5% and 50% level. That means at the higher end of the quality spectrum, the quality is comparable for that particular yarn. As it goes to the, let's say, average quality, then the differences start growing, and then the quality sort of is not at the same level. So what I wanted to say is recycled yarn quality need not always be bad, as is the prevailing perception. It's actually, there are also good stories like that. So it is possible to actually get to that level of quality, and now we have to work on more and more from the technology side, from the standard side, etc., in order to accelerate this transformation. This is the same, but this is for polyester. Similar story. Here you can see the quality is almost comparable. There's no big difference in quality at the 5%, 50%, or 95% level. By the way, we think that one of the reasons is, of course, the twist, which is higher, but nevertheless, we think that should be also a motivation for us to actually work more and more in that field. It should help everybody to use recycled material in so-called normal applications. Okay. What will also be new in Uster Statistics is we will, besides the recycle chapter, which will be one of the big parts, we will also introduce an extended range of fiber data. Uster Statistics already includes a lot of fiber data, but we are extending it further based on further samples that we have received. And what this does, for example, is it allows spinners to optimize their process even better, because for the first time we'll give standards for each step of the spinning process, and that allows you to actually see, okay, am I doing optimization at the right level, or do I have to do more or less? So that chapter, besides other chapters, we are adding a lot more. So just to give you an example, I think the 2018 statistics has around 4,000 such chapters, 4,000 such graphs, and now probably with the 2023 statistics, we will introduce probably close to 4,500 statistics. That means another 500 set of parameters, yarns, blends that are being added to the Uster Statistics, including recycle, that makes it even far more relevant and representative of the industry today. The distribution also of samples more or less remains same. So we have roughly, I think, 60%, so to speak, represented from Asia, and about 40% of samples coming from the rest of the world. This was higher in the earlier times. In the earlier times, close to 70% came from Asia, but this is also representative of the change that is taking place. So we see other regions actually also increasing their share of samples. So in this version of Uster Statistics, we expect somewhere around 60% from Asia and the rest coming from Europe, Americas, and other parts of the world. I would like to conclude by actually summarizing the key points. First of all, I think the change is inevitable. Transformation has to happen. It is forced on us in a way by regulation, legislation, activists, you, media, retailers. Everybody is somehow trying to push this change towards this transformation, towards sustainability. I think we, the textile industry, are ready now, as I can feel. We are all starting to talk. And interesting enough, I think I see much more forums where we actually talk together for the first time. We are working like, normally we don't see or share technologies, but now for the first time, I see multiple forums, the textile industry is coming together and talking about it, working towards this common target, and I think this is a good thing. So, processing recycled material is a challenge. We need to do it together, and all stakeholders must actually accept that, that one needs to have a greater understanding. So, for example, my son, who is now more and more asking for these kind of stuff, he wants to go and buy used material and so on because they're sold on this stuff somehow. After a certain point, he says, okay, the quality doesn't seem to be so great. So what I used for a couple of times, then it starts showing up as bad quality. However, he also needs to understand that this will be the nature of this kind of material. Also, retailers have to understand, producers have to understand. So there's a great deal of understanding that has to happen within the industry in order to make this work. And in the beginning, it will not be all nice, but over time, we will get there to the right quality level and the right cost level, which is a big topic. With Uster Statistics 2023, Uster will again sort of do its role, which is sort of pioneering the parameters, first of all, defining the parameters, innovating with equipment that actually would measure and classify the fibers, and also create, with the use of statistics, for the first time, benchmarks that trigger the accelerated improvement in the quality of recycled material for times to come. All right. So I would like to invite you all to come and join us at ITMA. Uster will be present in 2 booths in the spinning hall, Hall 1, where we will showcase our full portfolio from fiber to fabric. We are also present in Hall 10 with our fabric inspection portfolio. As you know, since now 2018, after the acquisition of Elbit Vision Systems, we have now integrated fabric quality inspection also into our portfolio, and therefore we'll be present also in the weaving area in Hall 10 with the fabric inspection portfolio. So I look forward to more conversations and of course seeing you all together at ITMA. Thank you very much.
Thank you.